Hello, my beautiful friends. This is Shirin Purewal here on this lovely Monday, March. Let me double check, 15th. Yes. And I wanted to give you guys a quick real estate update of what's going on. I've spent the whole weekend doing showings, and people are always like, is it calming down? Is it changing? I want to give you guys a week to week update. What's happening is the market is still really strong. Okay, prices are holding. Inflation is underway. If you subscribe to my newsletter, and if you want to subscribe, it's just email me at info@bchomegroup.ca. In my newsletter, I talk about food prices increasing. I talk about fuel prices increasing. I talk about the cost of construction increasing. So to build the same home, like I have construction guys, builders telling me, guy, like we're already securing our wood supply now for our builds because we know there's going to be a huge shortage. So how it works, I have to explain this to you, is yes, you see tons of trees here in Canada, and yes, we're cutting them all down, but we're taking that lumber to Washington. Washington mills are processing it and they're keeping it there. They need it for their own housing construction boom that's happening there. And the number of homes that are being built with permits issued are so high that that supply won't be enough. That lumber supply won't be enough for any to come back to us here in Canada. So they're all getting, like, if you go to Slag, or you go to these big lumber warehouses here, they'll give you a heads up of what's going on. And if you're a builder and you're in the game, you know what's to come. So guys, if there's going to be a cost of construction, or the cost of the material of the build actually going up, the actual buildings that are there right now, their values are going to go up. So for you guys to come and tell me that house on land is going to go down, I don't know about that, guys, and I don't see that happening anytime soon, just to be really honest with you. I went and did a bunch of showings this weekend with a client of mine, and she was hopeful, she could get something really nice and new for under $1 million close to town. Even in Langford, like a good size lot. I was like, sorry, I'm so sorry. Under $1 million, you could get an older home renovated on a good size lot, but new product, I'm sorry, like, you'll find a product where you may have to change the windows. You may need to give it a paint job for under $1 million, anywhere in Langford and close on a good size lot. Now I can take you into these cookie cutter homes in Happy Valley, but she wasn't interested in that. So for under $1 million with a suite, and again, the other criteria for her was it has to have a suite. Now, if it does, I showed her a brand new townhouse closer to town that needed some cosmetic loving. It was a good value, and it's a lower price point, but yes, you don't, the suite income substitutes for you paying that additional more up to $1 million. If you take the suite out and just bring yourself in the lower tax bracket, you're at the same point in a newer product. So we go over the different scenarios and see where you want to be at. Um, but my point being is that, guys, if you want a new product on a good size lot, we're going up island. If you want to be close to town, you're looking under $1 million. With a suite, you're looking at a fixer-upper, older home, and that's just the nature of it. What do I think of the condo market? Townhouses are also holding up strong anywhere in Victoria. If it's a new pre-sale, if you're sick of bidding wars and you want to know exactly what you're going to pay for your townhouse, I would recommend pre-sales. And Langford has pre-sale townhouses for sale. Then you know what you're getting for. If you want to be in the 800 range for a townhouse, then you got to look at townhouses that are 700. It's just, you got to know what you want first of all, and that's something I go over with you to set the expectation of what you're going to get. It's as easy as that in this market. So the condo market is easier to get into. I will say there's more supply. The prices have stabilized. It's not a crazy bidding war like newer townhouses and homes with a suite under $1 million. Okay, that's just the nature of it. And it's not going anywhere for the next year. So if you guys are hopeful that as more supply comes on, it's going to ease up, um, it the demand is only increasing, guys, because now the borders are opening up. Things are opening up. Interest rates are still low. So as long as those interest rates are low, guys, we're going to see interest rates are low and the cost of construction is up. That's still the formula that is feeding into this price increase or inflationary environment in the housing market. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, always email me at info@bchomegroup. Some of you have been asking me questions about zoning. Can I subdivide this property? Let's get in touch. We'll go over how. Actually, I may do a video for you guys on, if you subscribe to this channel, you'll see that video on what you need to know about rezoning and council and dealing with subdivisions. The other popular one is bank foreclosures. You may be able to pick up deals there. Ask me how that whole area works of dealing with foreclosures, court approvals, and whatnot. We can look at that. I've been getting a lot of questions about rentals. All you sweet folks who are looking to come here, the rental market is really strong too. Even though it's not my area of expertise, I always love to help, and I've just been sending people a link to usedvictoria.com. It's a great website to just see locally what's available for rent, or some property management companies that deal with rentals as well. And anyways, guys, I love you guys, and if I could help you guys in any way, I genuinely will. I care for you all, and I feel for you as well, because it's getting into this market in such a bull market, I can call it. It's been interesting, and a lot of like my background is I did a master's in economics, and so a lot of what we're seeing in the housing market is a result of the economy and is a huge result of the stock market. The stock market. Hi everyone, to get back to my point, the stock market is a debt market. When you hear bond yields, that's all debt. That's all issued debt with secured interest rates for the commercial side. And a lot of the rates that you see there feed into the bank rates, which feed into the housing, which feeds into, in order for all these economies to grow, the stock market to grow, it's all debt fueled. And what we're seeing right now is a lot of stimulus money being pumped into the economy. And we're seeing a lot of quantitative easing, which is, the money being printed as well. And that's fueling the debt market, which has got all this money now all of a sudden, and all these interest rates that are being offered to these people for lending this money. It's this whole big, market, debt-fueled market. So I always follow the stock market very closely and the bond market very closely, because that feeds into the economy and that feeds into the housing market. And right now, we just heard, and we're very much linked. The TSX, the Toronto market, is very linked to the U.S. market. And what we're seeing is there's stimulus money being pumped into the economy. We're seeing in Canada stimulus money being pumped into the economy, and this is going to take probably, I'm giving it a year or two of this environment staying strong and staying inflation in an inflationary environment. No one has a crystal ball, including myself. These are my own personal predictions or forecasts, you can say, but it will stay strong. And unless there's a crazy economic news, like when we had COVID, or we had some crazy, like all of a sudden one of the huge bonds on the market defaults and the whole economy starts, having a ripple effect. But right now it looks like we had our market correction in March when COVID happened. Everything went down, and now we're heading back up, and now we're waiting for the next correction to kick in. And based on what I'm seeing right now, I don't see that happening anytime soon. I'll be honest with you. And these home prices will stay strong, and it's all demand and supply too, guys. Demand for housing right now is extremely high, and there's not enough supply. So I'll leave you guys with that. That's my market update. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Having said that, though, I know I'm really, this is the scenario here in the market. Having said that, though, I've helped all six buyers of mine in the first 2 months get into a place. You know, if you're quick and you're on the ball, you'll find a place. So get in touch with me. I'll be honest with you. I'll be straight up with you to say, let's set the expectation for what you want. This is what you're going to get. If you're ready to run, I'll get you in there. So leave that part to me. But anyway, sending much love, guys. Take care. Chat later. Bye now.